Well, one of my favorite things to do every single week is to put together our children's Sunday school curriculum. I love reading the stories from our storybook Bible. I love watching the videos from our curriculum that we get. I love putting it all together because I always find something new that I didn't see before or didn't think about in that light before. And so I love watching the videos every single week because it always puts a little spin on whatever the Bible story is. And it really helps me see it in a different light. It helps our kids see it in a different light as well. But last week, I was watching the video, and it was about our characters who we watch. And if you're a member of our church and you have kids, you'll know exactly who the characters are. You can ask them about it. But the characters are going to their pastor's office because they have questions. They want to get answers. There's one character who doesn't want his friends to ask questions because he's scared that if his friends ask questions, that they're going to get kicked out of church. Because in his mind and his idea of what happens and how things work, if you ask questions, it means that you're asking to get kicked out of church because people are going to think you're not a true believer or you're not really a follower of Christ or you're not really sure what you believe. But one character looks at this other character who says, "Don't go ask questions." He says, "But isn't asking questions how we learn?" And it's so true. And see, the whole story was centered around Thomas and how he doubted that Jesus was alive. And he asked all these questions. Is Jesus really alive? Is Jesus really back? Let me see the hands. And because he asked questions, he learned something about Jesus. He learned that he was truly alive. And so sometimes I think we find ourselves scared to ask questions. You know, kids always ask questions. They always ask really hard questions too, and they don't even realize that they've asked a hard question. But inevitably, I'll be sitting in Sunday school and someone will ask a hard question, and I can see on their face they have no idea that it's a hard question, but I in my mind go, I would never ask that question ever in a million years. But it always reminds me that kids have a unique perspective on faith, on the Bible, on church. And all of these things mean that when they ask the questions they're asking, it's because they really want to know. And it would be a great thing for us to listen to those questions and to think about those questions for ourselves. And even for us to be asking questions. Because when we're asking questions, it's not we're doubting God. It's not we're unsure of what God says. We're looking to learn more. When we ask questions, we're asking God to teach us more, to give us more insight into who He is and how He functions. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you hear a kid asking a question, listen up because the question they ask might be something that you can learn from as well.